Joined today by Perry Webster, head coach at Fullerton College in California. And coach, let's just jump right in. I know that you've been talking to your players about the issues, the related issues of nonviolent police harassment and non-lethal police brutality. And I'm curious, of the kids you coach, of the black kids you coach, approximately what percent of them have had personal experience in one or both of those realms that was likely race related?
Yeah, they actually, I didn't pull every single guy that I've coached, but I pulled a significant amount. About 80% of them have had issues that they felt was, racial profiling.
And coach, my follow-up always is, if 80% of your players have been either non-violently harassed or non-lethally brutalized, would you consider this issue to be isolated or more pervasive?
I would say that this is pervasive. I haven't had any incidents in my life, in my 32 years of ever having been pulled over for no reason or asked my ID for no reason. So the fact that 80% of my athletes have gone through this, that seems pervasive to me.
And coach, I wonder if you have anything else you'd like to add on top of sharing the results from what you discovered and having these discussions with your kids.
I think one thing that I want to talk about is just, I know we're talking about police brutality in the United States, but I think that, Black Lives Matter is bigger than just that. I think there's a lot of other ways that we can help the Black community in investing in the inner city, investing in education, and doing a lot of other things. So I think that we need to take a look at the whole picture and think about all the different ways that we can help people that deserve it, just as much as we do in the white community.
I think that you raise a really key point that not enough white people understand, and that is that the protests aren't just about George Floyd. They're not just about police officers murdering unarmed Black people. It's about systemic racism and injustice across the board. You're right. The protests also are about inequalities in banking. Like, for example, Bank of America in 2011 had to pay a $335 million fine because an investigation by the DOJ revealed that there was rampant discrimination in their lending practices. A Black person, a white person go into the bank, identical credit score, identical financial records, and the white person's getting the loan and the Black person's not. And that was rampant. Again, a $335 million fine. It clearly couldn't have been just a couple of isolated instances. So I really appreciate you adding that perspective because you're right. We do need to fix police brutality and the police killings of unarmed human beings, disproportionately Black human beings. And we also need to look at a lot of the other issues, whether it's education, banking, employment, housing, healthcare, and really just about every other issue out to you. So thank you so much for sharing that perspective. I think it's a very important one.
Thank you.
Coach, I really appreciate your willingness to speak up. And I know that you'll be one of those white basketball coaches that is doing a lot more than just sending sort of a canned statement. So we're happy to have you on board fighting for racial justice and equal opportunity in the U.S. the way that our creed and our ideal demands. And I can't thank you enough for your time.
Thanks for having me, Pete.